Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries with Tanya E. Hood. I'm Tanya E. Hood, a wife, a mother, and an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it simply means I've worn a lot of different hats in my life that have helped me develop a full range of strategies and actionable steps that I've used to help my clients make a strategic impact, both personally and professionally, to have better than what life has been giving them. Red Alert Diaries is based on life lessons from my premier book, Red Alert. Is He the One? The pocket guide to finding the love of your life. And if you read my book, you already know that I got married at 21. And after 11 years of marriage, I found myself going through a divorce, having to raise my two sons alone. To reset my life and survive my divorce, I took the time I needed to get to know me better, which opened me up to new love again. So now I'm in a new marriage to the love of my life and my best friend, which just proves there is life after divorce. On this podcast, we have conversations that's real talk, marriage, divorce, money, and legacy. And I want you to join me on the journey. Call 240 532 2227. That's 240 532 2227. I want this podcast to challenge your thoughts and inspire you to grow. So together, we can operate in excellence. Today, I want to have a conversation with those parents that have been struggling after the divorce, trying to figure out how to make certain that their kids are okay. I want you to know that if you're okay, they're okay. Your natural, supportive, caring self is already there. They will have what they need as long as you make certain that you have what you need. And sometimes, in order to do that, you just have to slim back and just go to the basics. I remember when I had to make a decision and it broke my heart because I thought I was failing my children. I wasn't failing them. I was making a decision to make certain that I could stay whole because if I could stay whole, then they would be okay as well. So I had to take my oldest child out of Taekwondo. I had to pull the youngest one out of some of the activities that he was participating in because in a one parent household now, I just couldn't do it. There was no way I could really figure out how I was going to be able to run from work, get them situated, take them to their various places, still be present, run back. That cycle is heartbreaking and tiring. I want you to give yourself a break. You are still a loving, supportive parent. You are still caring, and you are still the one that can make certain that they feel good and can be there. Just make it easy for you. When I took my oldest child out of his activities, I started creating some fun things at home. Now, it's not a problem to hang out 1 or 2 days out of the week to get them to various places, but you got to find activities that do that. But there are times when you're just really tired. And I strongly suggest that if you are fresh out of your divorce, don't try to have a whole bunch of activities for them to participate in. Your kids are going through an emotional warfare the same way that you are going through because things are different for them also. And sometimes in our mind, if we do our best to try to keep their schedule the way they were used to having it, it might make it okay. No, you'll just be worn out and they'll still be trying to figure out what is going on. So when I made a decision to stop running all over the place with the boys, I created home activities. You can do some simple things that don't cost a whole lot. Some of you have already heard my previous shares on the podcast where I use some everyday household items. I saved the toilet paper holders. I saved the paper towel holders that you can use because with those things, many of you already know, I made cars. I used the tube from the paper towel holder and the toilet paper to make cars. That made it simple for me, easy task, no whole lot of stuff I had to go buy because when your divorce happens, the income is also impacted. So I was no longer dealing with a two household income and I had to figure out how to manage various activities and all of the things that still act like they needed two incomes to function. So the other thing that I did was save the bottles. I get water bottles. So those water bottles, I just save those and you can cut those and make different things out of them, create little spirals to dangle from the ceiling, which is what I made for the boys sometimes was our sort of galaxy expansion where they could use the paper towel holders that I made into airplanes or just make paper airplanes and try to use those little spirals that you can cut from the plastic bottles, your water bottles. You can make the spirals, paint them different colors, put them in the ceiling on the strings, and then make paper airplanes and throw them at them. Having sons is so much fun for me. Now, for those of you that have daughters, I don't have a whole lot of tips because that was not my experience. But for anybody else that wants to just have fun activities, it doesn't matter if you have a girl or a boy. But yes, my thoughts are highly driven towards sons because that's what I had, two sons. Now, here's another activity that I did that let me be supportive of my children and still make certain that my household ran well without running ragged. Make them sous chefs. My oldest son loves to cook now because I made him a sous chef in the kitchen. I made the kitchen a fun activity. Those things that you know that are age appropriate for them, opening up some jars, cleaning off the utensils, something that they can easily do. And when he was old enough to start using a knife to cut up things, I let him cut up the vegetables so that we can prepare. If they're too small to do that, let them stir stuff. Find something that they can mix. You can easily get dry products and let them just go for mixing it up. Wash their hands off, and I did that with the youngest one. Wash your hands really, really good, all the way up to your elbows. And then he got to put his hands inside of the food to mix it all up. That way, he got the chance to participate. Dinner got made, and I didn't get so stressed out. Let me see. Some other things that I did with my sons, for those of you that are looking for activities that you can use that still allow you to be the supportive, caring person that you naturally are. Find something that you enjoy. One of the things that I liked a lot was taking the time to play video games. Yes, I'm a child of the 80s. So the games were my things. And so I picked games that we could play together. The thing that I love about Nintendo is that they created a lot of family games that you can play in multiple persons. So I had the opportunity to use their Game Boys, plug them up to the Nintendo Cube. Now I know I'm dating myself, but these were the things that I had back then. And we got the chance to play some games together because it was my moment to let the world roll off my shoulders when we are the only ones left in the journey, taking care of the kids or trying to work through the every other weekend schedule or however you have it, and you still want to be present with them. These are some things that you can easily do. Make it simple for you. Make it easy for you. They'll enjoy it as long as you enjoy it. So if you make cleaning the floor fun, which is something that I did. Now, I know that a lot of you have that one Roman sock. I don't know where that extra sock used to go, but I would collect the socks that I couldn't find the match to in a bag. And then when it was time to clean the dining room floor or the living room or the kitchen, I would take a bucket of water after moving everything out the way, throw the bucket of water across the floor, and let the boys skate across the floor. The floor got clean, they had fun, and I did something with those extra socks. So these are just a few ideas to help those parents that are struggling to figure out how to make it happen, that are thinking that if you are not able to run around with all the various structured activities that you used to have when you were married, that you're not doing a good job. I want you to know that you are an amazing parent. You are the one that is there and you're creating different activities that they can enjoy. I had no idea until my sons got older that the goofy things that I created to make life easy for me were fun moments for them. And on the weekends, when my sons had their friends come over, I just added them in on the activities. And a lot of them have shared with me as well that they enjoyed some of those fun things. So be easy on yourself. Give yourself a break and realize that your strength lies in being supportive, being caring, being loving. You are still all those things. There is nothing wrong with who you are at the core of your being. Now, you have some different ideas that you can use to make life a little bit easier for you and allow you to still be the engaging, fun loving parent that you want to be in your children's lives. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else I've shared, here's the one thing I want you to know. You are an amazing parent. You are doing the absolute best you can. And who you are naturally as caring, supportive, and giving is seen by your babies. Just enjoy the time with them. And you may need to go back to the basics. And if you're looking for someone to join you on the journey, feel free to go to my website, tanyaehood.com. There you can click under the Work With Me tab and find the various ways that we can work with one another. And if you're on Clubhouse, you can join me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Red Alert Diaries room for an extended conversation here, or we can start a new one. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.